A quick question. It shows that I have 3 things past due. Are you aware of that? Is that something on your end?
So you're not in support part, or are you?
Yeah, I'm in support. I got to pull over here. And I looked. I've turned them in.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening on that. For some reason, I got a lot of people that little blackboard is showing that too.
So nothing to worry
But
about.
you're good because for some reason it's not updating or something in that thing. So the main place you want to be good at is look in Math Lab. Once you get into the assignments and it shows all your assignments, those will actually show you if you got anything past due in there where it shows the scores and stuff. So that's what I'd be worried about. I'm not sure why it's doing that to us. All right, y'all, so we're gonna knock out our study guide today. So a good thing to use on this is your sheet I gave y'all that one day, the helper sheet. And I'm actually gonna add a couple that y'all need to put on there, okay? And it's for the temperature conversions. So on the bottom of that sheet, add your temperature conversions. And there's only 2 we're going to worry about on this test, and it's Fahrenheit, Celsius, and then Celsius from Fahrenheit, okay? So one of them is for Fahrenheit. So your Fahrenheit can equal 9/5 times C plus 32. And C stands for the Celsius temperature. Now, if you don't like fractions, you can also use this one that says F equals 1.8 times C plus 32. So if you divide 9 by 5, you're going to get that 1.8 there, okay? So that means the formulas for Fahrenheit, and let me put a few for Celsius. So Celsius can equal 5/9 times F minus 32. So you take Fahrenheit temperature, subtract 32, and then multiply that by 5/9. Or if you want to use the decimals, you can use C equals F minus 32 divided by 1.8. Okay, so fractional method, or you can use them with the decimals, okay? Now, our study guides will all be really similar. It's only going to change y'all's numbers up on them probably. Remember, I got this set up as a quiz, okay? So this has 22 questions. The test actually has 20. So it'll be 2 shorter than this, okay? Now, the test is not going to have any questions that you do not see on this. Okay? Only thing I'm going to do is change the degrees on the temperatures and some of the other things you got to convert, okay? But they're going to be really, 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 really similar. So y'all, here we go. Review for test 1. All right, so number 1, they want me to convert the temperature as indicated. They want me to turn 50 degrees Fahrenheit into Celsius. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit into Celsius. I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth. That means 2 decimal places, right? I got my tenths and then my hundredths, okay? So we're starting out with 50 degrees. So I'm going to turn Fahrenheit into Celsius. I'm going for one of these 2, right? So y'all like fractions better or decimals?
Decimal.
Decimal. So I'm going to take this one. So I know that my Celsius is going to equal F, which is 50, minus 32, divided by 1.8. So calculators are nice for those parts. So I know the top, 50 minus 32 gives me, what's that, like 18? divided by 1.8. I don't get what, 10? Now remember, they want me to round this to the nearest 100. So although my answer is 10, I need to add me a couple decimal places on that, okay? And then that would be what? Degrees Celsius. Now y'all want to notice most of these are going to be multiple choice, A, B, C, D type answers, okay? And they're going to have them rounded what you need. Convert the measurement to the units specified and round these to the nearest 10. So that's 1 decimal place. They want me to turn 95 kilometers per hour to miles per hour. So I will need to figure out, let's see, I got my 95 kilometers per hour. So remember, per minute divide, right? Then we're going to turn them into miles per hour. So what I need to find on my conversion sheet, do they have anything that converts from kilometers to miles? Oh, and I seen it over here.
0.6214 kilometers per.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it down here on the bottom too. On the bottom, they got one that you can do like 1 mile is 1.6093 kilometers, or 1 kilometer is 0.6241 miles. Any one of those will work. So I'm going to use one you gave me. So I know for every 1 kilometer, that equals 0.6214 miles. Or y'all, like I said, you could have did the other conversion that was 1 point something. But the main thing you want to do is be able to cancel them kilometers out. So now I got a kilometer on top and a kilometer on the bottom. They cancel. And the only unit now left on top is my miles, right? And then I got hours on the bottom. So that's what I need to end up with is miles per hour. Now, since all my numbers are on top, they're getting multiplied. Anything on top gets multiplied. And if there's things on the bottom, we divide by those. So multiply the tops and then divide by the bottom. So let's see, what is 95 times 0.6214? Oh, how far did I say to round this one off? 1 decimal place to the nearest 10. So y'all, I'm getting a 59.033, so that's going to stay a 0. And this will be miles per hour. So the main thing you got to do, man, when you set them up, get stuff to cancel. That's a trick on these, okay? Number 3, I'm going to read. This is a fallacy. Remember, fallacies were the things that could be false leading. So I'm going to read this to you, and here's your 4 choices. It's going to be hasty generalization, appeal to emotion, appeal to ignorance, or limited choice. Here you go. A television commercial shows 2 people who fall in love while wearing a certain brand of blue jeans. So is that a hasty generalization, appeal to emotion, appeal to ignorance, or limited choice? Oh, you're so close.
To emotion.
Emotion. Because see, you're falling in love with them other person while you're wearing them nice, what else, them Gloria Vanderbilt blue jeans or whatever y'all used to wear. So appeal to emotion. They're trying to bring their emotions and making you want something. Like we did with the tire commercial we said. Because you love your baby so much as riding on their tires. All right, so appeal to emotion. All right, number 4, convert the temperature. We're going to turn negative 30 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit. So I'm going to use Fahrenheit temperature I gave y'all up there, which was F equals 9/5 C plus 32. Or you can do the one that had 1.8 C plus 32. Either way. If you divide that 9.5, you will get a 1.8. So either way works, okay? So we need to put that negative 30 right here for the C. All right, so if you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across and then divide by what's on the bottom. So that would be 9 times 30 is what, a negative 270. And then take that negative 270 and divide by that 5. And I'm getting a negative 54 plus a 32. And if you'd have did the 1.8 times the negative 30, you'd have got negative 54 also, okay? Let me get you one good. All right, so now you're adding in like signs. Subtract those numbers and get the sign of the larger number. So no matter what, that will be negative. And then what is 54 minus 32? That's right, 22. Now let me see how far they want to go with that. They want us to go to the nearest 100. So that means I'm going to have to add a couple zeros. And then that'll be in what, degrees Fahrenheit. So y'all got questions yet? So you're doing good today? So we're figuring the trick we got to figure out is how to make it stick. Once y'all leave my class. Don't be like, oh, I'm good up in the class, and then we get out of here and it's all gone again. So we got to figure that out, right? All right, y'all, check this out. The national debt was about 6.9 trillion. So 6.9 trillion. They want to express this quantity as the number of dollars per person. And the population of 280 million. Now this is one, I'm going to set it up using that trillion and millions. So there's 6.9 trillion. So that'd be 6.9 times 10. So y'all remember we made a chart one day with millions and billions and trillions. So let me tell you, millions is 10 to the 6. Billions is 10 to the 9. Trillions is 10 to the 12. Okay? So this would be times 10 to the 12.
Oh, wow.
But y'all got a little chart in your notes we made that day. We started with 10 to the 0, 10 to the 1. And when I got to the big ones, we just went by the threes on those. So you're gonna take the total debt and divide by the total population, which is 280 million. So that's gonna be 280 times 10. So millions was 6. Now you just want to divide those and be done. So y'all remember how I can do this? I can divide this number. So let's see what 6.9 divided by 280 equals. So that's going to give me a 0.0246, 2464. So I'm just going to go out a few digits on this. Times 10 to the what? What am I going to do with them exponents when I divide? At 10 to the 12 over at 10 to the 6.
Subtract.
I'll put it in my head.
It's freezing.
All right, let me
Is he
stop there.
froze?
It's frozen.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
put it back in. All right, you good now?
Yes.
So the question was, what am I going to do with the exponents on the 10 to the 12 and the 10 to the 6?
Subtract.
I'm going to subtract them.
Why aren't you adding them?
When I multiply, I add them, remember? So remember, when you divide, you subtract them. So that's going to give me what? 10 to the 6. Now, let me see how they put these answers. All right, y'all ready?
Ready?
I need that decimal on the other side, because it's not behind the first decimal, non-decimal number, right? So if I moved it over, I would get 2.464 times 10. Remember, if I moved it right, I knocked these exponents down. So I moved right, so that goes from a 6 to a
4.
Now, y'all, here's the trick. They didn't leave the answer in scientific notation. They wanted the answer on this one in ordinary notation. So we need to turn this into ordinary notation. So I need to move that decimal right 4 spots, which means I need to add me a 0. Oh, they went out more digits than me, so let me go out another digit. 2464, 28.
Is this in trillions?
Say again.
Is this in trillion?
The
The
answer?
yeah, the 24642857. Are we
No,
doing that
that's a decimal right here.
Okay, I couldn't see that.
Yeah, that's a decimal right there. So it ended up being like 24,642.
Okay,
Now they wanted me to round to the nearest 100. So basically that 5 is going to turn into a 6 on it, right? So that's 7 behind it. So I'll get 24642.86. So basically, that's how much each person is responsible for on that national debt, okay? Now, other things you could have done was made that a 6 with 12 zeros behind it. Then the 280 would have 6 zeros behind it. Then you could have divided big numbers, okay? Well, guess what? Another temperature conversion. So you know you're going to be doing some temperatures on this one, right? So can you turn 105 degrees Fahrenheit into Celsius? So 105 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm gonna start with. So I'm gonna use the formula for the C. Which is what, 5 divided by 9. Fahrenheit, which is 105 minus 32.
32.
So it's gonna give you 5 nines right here. 105 minus 32 gave me 73.
Okay. So you write down 59.
So 5 divided by 9, take that, and then multiply that by the 73. And y'all, I'm gonna round this one, let's see, to the nearest hundredth. So 2 decimal places. So I'm getting a 40.56 degrees Celsius. And one thing to remember, Celsius is always going to be smaller than them Fahrenheit. So if you have to get something bigger than the Fahrenheit temperature you started with, start over because it's got to be smaller. Okay? Seven has an ABC. We're going to do operations on scientific notation. So for A, 2 times 10 to the second times 3 times 10
What
to
do you?
the fifth.
He's frozen.
Oh, okay. You're frozen.
All right, I'm
We
going to
keep-
stop, share, and reshare. Oh, this is killing me.
I don't think it likes us today.
I don't think so
I think it's
neither.
our internet up here.
Just
Our internet's been a little wacky today. They're supposed to be giving us new computers this week or next week, so hopefully that'll take care of all this freezing up. All right, I am multiplying. So remember, all you gotta do on this is multiply the numbers. So I'm gonna multiply 2 times the 3. And then that's gonna be times 10. What would I do with these exponents?
I know.
Add them, there you go. So then you come in and add the 2 exponents, and I guess 2 plus 5 is 7. All right, so multiply your numbers, add your exponents, and be done. All right, based on that. Now good. All right, here comes B. B, I got addition. I got 7 times 10 to the 7th plus 8 times 10 to the 6th. You know, really, I'll tell you the easiest way to do these is just write out big numbers, add them, and be done. And then convert your answer back into scientific notation. So 7 times 10 to the 7th is a 7 with 7 zeros. So the exponent tells you how many zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
So that's what, about 70 million. 8 times 10 to the 6 would be an
Is
8,
8.
6 zeros. I'll hope I didn't freeze that up. All right, so we're still good online. Okay.
yes.
So now, just add these together, and notice I'm just going to add them straight up and down. So I got a bunch of zeros back here, a bunch of zeros in the middle. Then I got an 8.
Add and 7.
It did my 7, right? Now, all we're going to do is turn that back into scientific notation. That decimal will be behind that 7, so that's going to be a 7.8 times 10 to the what?
6.
Oh, you're so close.
To the
There you go.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
6. 7.
7.
7. Okay.
And I'll tell you a trick on adding. When you're doing with that exponent, it should at least be as big as that biggest exponent was. Okay?
Notice that.
Now, had both of them been 10 to the 7 and 10 to the 7, it's possible my answer would have been a 10 to the 8. Okay? All right, then we got division. So here's C would be division. 9 times 10 to the 9 divided by 3 times 10 to the 3rd. So all you're going to do is come in and divide the numbers. Do 9 divided by 3.
What is that? Okay.
And that'll be times 10. What are you doing with these exponents?
I have no idea. 27.
Oh, don't you multiply them exponents. Remember when I divide?
I go subtract.
Subtract. Okay, because remember when we divided here, we subtracted?
Yeah.
So y'all going to subtract 9 minus 3 and give me a 6 on that, okay? All right, so I'll get on operations. One more. Hey, you want to write this number in scientific notation. And the number they're giving me is 23,000. So at the moment, that decimal is behind that last 0. But I need to move the decimal behind the 2 because that's the first non-zero number. So that decimal's got to come from here left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be a 2.3 times 10.
10 over 4.
Is the exponent positive or negative?
Negative. Positive.
Positive, remember. If you go left, it's positive. If you go right, it would be
Negative.
negative, okay? So how many did that move? 1, 2, 3, 4?
4.
So 2.3 times 10 to the 4th, okay? I actually think this test is easier than some of y'all's homework with us. Especially what you want to do this 2, 3, 4 times if you got to. A lot of repetition will get you good at memorizing these rules too. So do it 3 or 4 times. You can do it as many times as you want. Then take that test and knock it out. Right? All right, we're going to convert 13 pounds into ounces. Well, I'm starting with my 13 pounds. Well, here's a project for y'all. Figure out why we abbreviate pounds with an LB.
Googling.
That's a good one to figure out, right? And PB. Must be Latin. Well, we know there's a conversion between pounds and ounces. So how many ounces is in a pound?
Roman.
How many?
Ancient Roman.
Oh, I think it's on there. Let me see.
It probably is, but I just can't see it.
Oh, look up this, when it says weights, the second little area right in here.
Pound comes from ancient Roman, wherein the unit of measure was libra pondo, which meant a pound by weight.
So 1 pound is how many ounces? So 16 ounces in a pound. I figured you already know that.
Mm-mm.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So y'all are at 16 ounces in a pound, so for every 1 pound, there is 16 ounces. So the public school system is slacking on y'all. How many quarts is in a gallon?
4,
There you go. I was about to give it, they didn't get that right.
then 8 pounds, 8 pints in a gallon.
Y'all, this don't tell me to round it off to any decimal places, so we're just gonna multiply. So 13 times 16, I'm getting what, 208? And since the pounds canceled, this will be in ounces, okay?
Ounces.
So you don't put a number underneath the 13?
Do it now.
You don't put a number underneath the 13, or is it still more?
Yeah, because they just gave me 13 pounds, so it didn't have like 13 pounds per hour or anything.
Oh, okay.
So, and all I was doing was just turning the pounds, canceling them to get the ounces.
All right.
Oh my God, here's the big one.
Mm-mm.
Not big and hard, it's just big with a lot of conversions. Y'all ready? For number 10. They want me to turn 6 weeks into seconds.
What?
No.
So how many seconds is in 6 weeks is basically what they're asking us, okay? So let me start with 6 weeks. So I'm just going to go by weeks and turn them into days, and then I'll turn days into hours, hours into minutes, and then minutes into seconds.
Oh, Lord.
But those are, unless y'all know how many seconds is in an hour or a day. So if you don't know all that big numbers, you got to do it the short way. So for every week, there are 7 days. Right? So now the weeks are gone. I got to get rid of the days. Well, I know every day, for every day, there is how many hours?
24.
24 hours. So the days are canceled. Now I got to get rid of hours. Well, I know for every 1 hour, there's how many minutes?
60.
60.
60.
So 60 minutes. So I got rid of hours. Now I got to get rid of minutes. I know for every 1 minute, there's how many seconds?
60.
60.
60. So 60 seconds. So notice, I now have my time in measurement of seconds because I was able to cancel everything out on the way. So guess what? All these numbers on top, we're going to
Multiply.
Woo!
That's a lot.
So here's what I came up with. 3, 6, 2, 8, 8, 0, 0.
So 3 times 6. Oh, you don't multiply those all together?
I'll do 6 times 7
42.
times 24. That's big. That's like 800 something.
Where is Chris?
Times 60 is even bigger. And then times 60. Which is like 3 million and something seconds. And that's just in what, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
That's quite a bit, right?
Mm-mm.
So it's a exactly good thing we use days and weeks and stuff instead of saying, hey, I'll see you in about 3 million seconds. Right? So your friend said, I'll see you in 300 seconds, brother. All right, y'all hear that? Whoops, fallacy. So you're going to figure out which fallacy this is. Your choices will be appeal to emotion, diversion, appeal to ignorance, and hasty generalization. The statement is, if proposition Q fails, your children won't have good schools. So think about it. You're worried about your children. Appeal to emotion. So we must like that one. That's the second one that's been that, right? All right, y'all, the next one, let's see, I'm not froze yet, that'd be good. Write in ordinary notation. They're giving me 3 times 10 to the second. So I'm gonna start with that 3. But do I want to move this decimal right or left?
Left.
10 to the second is like 100. So you're basically multiplying 3 times 100. So I'm gonna move that decimal to the right twice, which means I want to add me a couple of zeros. Okay? So remember, negative decimals go left, positive decimals go right when we write them back in ordinary notation. Identify the fallacy. And guess what? It ain't going to be appeal to emotion.
I don't know.
Your choices will be personal attack, hasty generalization, circular reasoning, and false cause. After getting new dishes, I started to sneeze. I must be allergic to the new dishes. So I actually went with
Stupid.
false cause, right? Them dishes ain't causing you to sneeze, are they?
No.
Hopefully not, right? So we went false cause. Remember, that hasty generalization was like something like, I think we did with the dog had fleas, remember? And then all dogs had fleas. Because you're making a generalization off of just
Takes on one thing.
on one dog. There you go. Oh, guess what I haven't done in a little bit? A temperature conversion.
Mm.
So apparently y'all want to do at least 1 or 2 temperature conversions. We're going to turn negative 25 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit. So what y'all think that Celsius temperature is going to be this Saturday when we hit 9 degrees Fahrenheit? Y'all know that's coming, don't you?
Yeah.
Saturday morning. So we're get them pipes wrapped up.
Yeah, work. Got service I gotta do.
All right, so let's see. I think last time I did one with the 9/5, so I'm going to do the decimal on this one. So I can do Fahrenheit equals 1.8 times my Celsius, which is negative 25, plus 32. When I multiply 1.8 times negative 25, I got a negative 45 plus my 32. And if you notice, all you're doing basically on these is just order of operations. You got to multiply first and then do your adding. Oh, remember, those are unlike signs. Remember, unlike signs, subtract the numbers and give the sign of the larger number.
So negative 77.
No, 45 minus 32 in Arkansas ain't no 77.
Did you say add or subtract?
I said subtract the numbers and get the sign of the larger number.
God.
Now, if y'all's bank gives y'all $77 after you put in a negative $45 and then a 32, I need to go to that bank. So you took out 45 from your bank, But you added 32, how much is in your bank?
730.
Oh, okay, no, don't worry about it.
It'd be like a negative, so 45 minus 32 is 13. The larger number is negative, so the answer's gotta stay negative.
But I don't, but in the
But y'all can all do that, well, you know what hurts y'all now?
formula,
Online banking.
but in the formula, it's going to like add the number.
That's true.
Well, but you're adding a negative number to a positive number.
All right, okay.
So y'all are thinking about the rule where you add like signs. If you got like signs, then you would add those numbers and keep that sign. Okay? That's all right. That's all these numbers you gotta get knocked out by.
I've been knocked out
The
several
14th, right? So that'd be what, negative 13, and they're doing, do they want me to round to the nearest 100? So that'll be 0.00 degrees.
Fahrenheit.
Okay. Y'all don't gotta do all that bank stuff no more. That hurts y'all these days. Everything's online, right? Y'all slide your debit card through a machine, look at your balance. Do y'all ever have them, do they even have checks anymore where you write in them?
I do that for my rent.
You don't need
Money in the
them.
ATM.
Those used to be fun days, y'all.
We're old school in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Identify the fallacy. Your choices will be hasty generalization, circular reasoning, false cause, straw man. And here's what's funny. Each of my brother's 3 dogs has fleas. Therefore, all dogs have fleas. Oh, that's false cause. Oh, we should have wrote that.
Generalization, hasty.
Hasty generalization. Remember we said, oh, this dog has fleas. Does that mean all dogs have fleas?
No.
Oh, hasty generalization. And I ain't got no false causes on here today, I don't think. Oh, false cause was the one about the dishes, and we said we had to sneeze, remember? I got new dishes, and then I sneezed. Oh, the dishes made me sneeze. That was the false cause. Okay. A commuter train travels 63 kilometers, so 63 kilometers in 31 minutes. What is the speed in kilometers per hour? So y'all, I'm going to start with what they're giving me, which is 63 kilometers. So 63 kilometers in 31 minutes. Or you could say kilometers per 31 minutes, okay? But they actually given me 31 for the time on the minutes. So I got to turn that into kilometers per hour. Well, I've already got the kilometers, but I need to turn this minute into hours. But I do have a conversion for minutes and hours, right? I know that there are 60 minutes per 1 hour. Now, the reason I put the minutes on top is because I got minutes on bottom here, and they don't cancel unless one's on top and one's on the bottom. So the minutes cancel. So to work this one, you're going to multiply 63 times 60, take that answer and divide by 31, okay? So remember, everything on top gets divided by everything on that bottom.
You said 63 divided by 60?
No, take the 63 and multiply by the 60
Okay.
on top.
Uh-huh,
So everything on top gets multiplied and then divide by anything on that bottom.
okay.
And I'm gonna round to the nearest tenth. So y'all doing that, I ended up with a 121.9 kilometers per hour. And that is the only one that you really had to, well, other than the operations I did earlier, this one wasn't A, B, C, D. This one actually had to put in the number on it, okay? All right, I need y'all to turn 18 miles into yards. And it even tells you there are 1,760 yards in a mile. Okay? So I've got 18 miles I'm starting with. And I said for every 1 mile, it is 1,760 yards. So notice, the miles cancel, and I've got my yards just like I need them. So since these are both on top, what are you doing?
Multiplying.
Multiply.
Multiply. There you go. So let me see, I ended up on that one, y'all, with 31,680 yards. And y'all be very careful on your rounding on these because some of these answers are really close. Okay. All right, 18, we're going to write in scientific notation. $2,894,000. I'm going to write that as scientific notation. At the moment, that decimal is way behind the last zero, and I need it behind the first non-zero number, which is 2. So here we go. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be a 2.894 times 10. Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Positive.
Positive. So here's a trick, y'all. Really big numbers like this, 2 million, are always going to have positive exponents. If I got something like a 0.000056, if you got a lot of decimals after that decimal, I mean a lot of zeros after your decimal, then it's going to be negative exponents. So small numbers are negative, big numbers got to be positive, okay? Fallacy. Here's your choices: hasty generalization, circular reasoning, diversion, false cause. You should brush your teeth every day because brushing your teeth is very important.
Circular reason.
And circular reasoning, because basically they're saying the same thing over and over. Brushing your teeth is important. You should brush them every day. Sort of about the same thing, right? So we said circular reasoning. A stockbroker sold 30 shares of stock. So he sold 30 shares of stock for $12.26 each. What was the total amount of the sale? So you sold 30 stocks. They were $12.26 each. What are you doing to that to find the total sale? So it's like you selling something for $12.26 each, right? But you sold 30 of them. So how am I gonna find that total?
So,
You just multiply.
There you go. I'm gonna multiply that 30 times that 12.26. But we're just looking for the total money, right? Oh, I'm gonna find that, and I'm gonna round this to the nearest hundredth, it looks like, 2 decimal places. You know, when I did that, and I got $367.80. Okay. So yeah, on that, that's all you want to do. Take the value of each stock, multiply by 30, and be done. But y'all do that stuff almost every week, or y'all do that kind of stuff.
okay, so that's 6.
I can't do it in my class, but boy, y'all can do it in them grocery stores. Woo, these are like 15 cents each. How many can I buy? Right? All right, 2 more to go, y'all. Recently, $1 US was worth about 12.73 pesos. So $1 US equaled 12.73 Mexican pesos. How much would $400 US be worth in Mexican pesos? So we got $400 US. And they gave me the conversion. They said for every $1 US, so for $1 US here, that was worth 12.73 pesos. So once again, we're basically going to multiply by the top. The US dollars cancel, and we'll be left in pesos. And looks like I'm rounding this one 2 decimal places again. Y'all, when I multiply that one out, I got $5,092.00. Okay, so 12, almost 13 pesos a dollar. $400, you're expecting something way bigger than 400 on that, okay? Oh, the last one is one of those fallacies. Your choices will be circular reasoning, personal attack, limited choice, appeal to popularity. All right, here we go. When confronted with questions from the press about alleged scandals, the congressman replies that the allegations against him should be ignored since his accuser is part of a vast right-wing conspiracy. That would be true. So, circular reasoning, personal attack, limited choice, appeal to popularity. Oh, this was one like we did in class about the guy said his opponent was for drugs.
Appeal for popularity?
No.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what did you just say? Someone said it. Personal attack. Remember, you're attacking them, and you're really twisting what they're saying. Like one guy said, he was for letting out light defenders from jail, member on drug charges because of jail overcrowding. But his opponent said, hey, he's for drugs, man. You don't want to vote for him. But it wasn't that he's for drugs. He just was concerned about the overcrowding. So they was attacking. Okay? So appeal to popularity would be sort of like those iPhones. You know, everybody's buying iPhones, so I need an iPhone or something. So what we say on this one, personal
Attack.
So are y'all sad y'all didn't get the one with the 50-inch wire being wrapped around the pole? And you had to do that triangle stuff to it? So y'all ain't sad on that, right?
That's ridiculous.
Yes, it was.
All right, y'all, so here's the plan. That is set up as a quiz in y'all's math lab. Do that as many times as you got to until you get good at it. Once you get good at it, knock out that test. Now, what I'm going to do, y'all play with this study guide between now and Thursday. And then here Thursday, if you're having any issues at all on that study guide, come Thursday and we'll fix y'all. Okay, so if you're getting messed up on the scientific notation or on those conversions or do I add my exponents or subtract my exponent type stuff. If you get anything that you need help on, we'll fix that Thursday. Okay? Other than that, I won't be doing anything new Thursday because this is test week. Okay? So online, same thing, right? If you need any help Thursday, I'll fix you. Other than that, your test is due Sunday night, which is the 14th, right? So get it done before y'all's little dates on Sunday night. Okay. Anybody got questions online in class?
No.
All right, y'all, so that's y'all's assignment, I guess, is practice your study guide. Okay? And I'll see y'all Thursday if you're here. I won't count attendance off on Thursday since it's just a review day, second day for review. So I won't count y'all off on that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, y'all, if you got nothing else, I'll see y'all Thursday if y'all are here. Hopefully we won't be going in and out on that freezing up.
All right.
All right, I'll send this out later for y'all, okay? Have a good one.